monitor my money. I have to go and see I'm making my money. So for like 3 to 6 months, I was selling Opoku-Agyemang as an actress. And I know how hard it is for some people because they have the mentality that you've gotten somewhere, you're an actress, people know you, and you have to behave yourself in a certain way. But I recognize an issue, a problem. And to tell you the truth, sometimes after the day ends for me, I sometimes do the local susu, 300 cedis, 500 cedis a day. After paying off the workers and going to the market and buying everything that I need for soup the following day. On a very bad day, I save about 300 cedis. On a very good market day, 500 Ghana cedis. So after a while, I got an appointment as a creative arts and I had to stop. Not to say that it was a bad thing, but an opportunity presented itself for me to better myself. And I didn't trust leaving my money with anyone. So I had to just close up and take a step forward. Thank you.
Wow, now I'm going to start like one guy in my area. Because I like the idea of 500 cities every day. Hey, do you know how much you make in 12 months? Wow. Okay. Now let's I don't know who has a microphone. Okay. Precious is ready now? Okay.
I hope you're ready. I just want
okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So pleased to be here, and good afternoon to my senior. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, anytime I'm asked to, speak at summits or events like this, I always, write things down. But the reality of it is that all this doesn't really matter. I just, acquire some knowledge, just, listen to my two, senior people speak, and I'll just put this down and say things that we all can relate to. Because it's just like when I was in school and they teach, I sometimes don't understand it, and so I have to go to my teacher or my colleague and I'll be like, what did the math say? Sometimes you relate to things when you can see them, this is happening, then it's just written in book, Bibi. Sometimes you can speak some English and you just ask and you'll be like, it's gonna be like, so this is what they're talking about, and you are cracking your head. So when I'm being asked to talk, I like to say things that are relatable. You can know that okay, this is what's happening, and that's just the reality of it. I always say that live in your reality. We tend to forget that every day when you wake up, that's the reality you're facing. I always tell my friends that whatever is happening, this is the reality. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm broke, or let me forget about it. Then I come back again, I'm like, this is the reality, so I need to face it. And throughout my, getting into the industry, starting a brand for myself, I think today what I just want to talk about is consistency. And I just want to say a very big shout out to Richmond, my manager, for putting this thing up. I'm so much impressed, coming here, seeing all of you. He's been doing this thing before we even met, for him to start managing me. And we've been working for over a decade, I'm sure. And he's been consistent with this thing that we are all, sitting here enjoying today. And that is the only thing that I want to talk about, consistency. And I think that's the only thing that, aside, the other ones that will say, okay, you need as a business person. And the question that you're all going to be asking when you're done with school is, what next? What do you want to do? And I'm sure 98% of you sitting here probably have your plans. And the question here is, after your plans, what next? Because I don't think anyone will just come to school because of coming to school sake. We all do have plans. That's why we are all here. That's why you're studying your various courses and all of that, because you have a plan. So the plan that you have, which is probably just an idea, how are we going to implement these plans? And when you implement these plans, what next? The next question is what? Dedication and consistency. One of the major things that I faced when I was coming up, be it the movie and the business, is I lacked consistency. I'll just do this minute, the next minute I'm jumping into something else. I'll do this. The moment I hear, hey, this business is good, I'm leaving it to it. Until about 5 years ago, I just sat down and I'm like, I listed all the businesses that I've actually, tried and just paused. And I'm like, I don't think there's anything wrong with these businesses. The only thing that is wrong is me not being consistent with it, because I've realized that other people, most of the businesses that I've started, people that probably just got inspired and did the same thing, have actually, made a lot of money or probably progressed doing that. And I asked myself, why haven't I gotten something from these businesses that I started? And I realized that I was not consistent. And in this world that we are, whereby we have social media, we are very lucky when you are into entrepreneurship, because it's quite easy. Most of you here probably have your businesses on TikTok, Instagram, and all of that. And bear in mind, no matter how big your company is, you still need social media to promote your businesses. So I feel like we are very blessed. You all here are very blessed to be there because you have your mobile phones. You could literally just start a business right now as I'm talking to you. You can just create a business page now. But the problem is honest. So we all do have plan. But the only problem is consistency. Just be consistent, dedicate, put yourself into the business. I opened my wine shop 2017. I just opened it because I'm like, I have friends, they drink, let me open a wine shop. When I opened the wine shop, after some years, I realized that this is not for me. Because one, I don't go out. And the kind of places that I have to go, I need to go to clubs, I need to go to places that I meet, people that drink that can buy from me. So I realized that the business, when I make the money, it goes back into the business. So I was not getting my capital, I was not making the kind of money that I needed to make. Then I realized that I was not into the business. I was just doing the business. Don't just do the business. Make sure whatever you're doing, you are part of it. So when you wake up, something is pushing you that I need to go and chase the money. I need to do this thing. So that was what happened to me with the fellow one in Enock. I was just there like, okay, where am I going to get clients? Where am I going to get clients? I was just so much more into the business. So just a few things. Let's get ourselves involved in whatever field that we want to do. I chose to be an entrepreneur. You can also decide to pursue your career. You can decide to further your education after now. Be a lawyer, be a doctor. If you want to be an entrepreneur, as I am, I chose this path because I feel this is what's working for me. And what have really worked for me is me being consistent and putting myself in whatever business that I'm doing now, and it's working for me. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I like the fact that when Precious was mentioning the traditional careers, she started with me. So I'm very happy. But I'm on the path. Thank you very much for mentioning that. So okay, Miss Nana has the microphone now.
Sure. Hello, panelists. Good afternoon to everybody. I think you butchered my name at the beginning, and so I want to make a little correction.
Oh, please forgive
The
me.
name is Aksuaa, Lexis, Ohenewaa, Opoku-Agyemang, not just for everyone. Thank you very much for that. Speaking to entrepreneurship, I discovered only one thing to the conversation we're having here, which puts me at what I have mastered in, that is brand consultancy and personal development. And for any of such entrepreneurial journeys to start, just as Fela mentioned, you first need to identify yourself. Where are you headed? What is the end goal? Beyond the school, the question we are asking, what next? Whilst you are in school, a lot of companies are looking for students or graduates who are experienced. And when I speak to students, the key thing I ask is, what are you doing during your vacation? That is giving you the experience that the companies are looking for. Aside that, what do you identify as your strength? Every individual do have strengths. What do you do easily without anybody pushing you to do it? These are your strengths. What are the things that you do equally with a lot of stress? Your friends keep pushing you, keep trying. It will work. These become your weaknesses. And sometimes within those weaknesses are our biggest strengths that we don't identify. And so these are questions that I want you to put on your mind. What is my strength? What is my weakness? The end game. At the end of the day, what do I stand for? My worth. Regardless of what people are thinking or saying, what do you want to be known for? If today I fell down here and I didn't wake up, what do I want to be known for? That is a question that you should place on your mind even before you are done with school. The other thing I want us to look at is the design assignment for every individual. As we sit here, if you look at your childhood, the journey you've been on, how you started, family that you were put in, and I thank Nana for the fact that we are able to identify that we do not choose our families. If we have the chance, I'm sure majority of us won't be sitting here today. We'll perhaps be in the US or somewhere else. But unfortunately, we don't have that choice. And so we all have an assignment to serve, a purpose. And you have to ask yourself, at what time is that purpose going to be fulfilled? Always give yourself timelines. These things may seem as though they don't matter today. But by the time you're out of school, you realize that life is fast tracking. Everybody's going, and your friends that you started with, like everybody's looking elsewhere. And so to become an entrepreneur that is sustainable, or become somebody who is doing something that is quite sustainable, you ought to know who you really are, where you are going, and then above it all, the kind of partners, tools that you need to make it function. I'm a PR person. And so when I'm talking about partners, what am I speaking about? I'm talking about the people that you deal with every day. I see a problem and I want to fix it. What kind of people do I need? The partners that I need to make sure that is happening. She saw the people in her space, that is Bibi, and realized that yes, they needed food. Beyond the food, she needed people to help her to cook. She needed maybe gas or coal pot, or she needed the coal to make sure that the work is functioning. She needed utensils. She needed to go to perhaps at the grocery or wherever else to get resources. And these become part of the tools that you need. Your tools are right around you. Your friends, they are the tools that you may need. And so finding the right circles. We've heard over time that your net worth is part of your network, or your network vice versa. It is indeed true. And so if you want to select people you want to grow into the future with, and I'm happy I just saw one of the key people who actually played a role in my career in the media space, because I'm a trained broadcast journalist, also a marketing person before becoming a PR person. And I think Moderator, you're here. And so he's one of the key people who actually pushed voice or words into my career, and I picked it from there. And one thing I have realized with him as a person is that the brand has been consistent, just as Fela was initially. And so you have to be consistent. I identified that this is the journey I want to be on. And I'm sure if you asked Bola, he would not be sad that I'm sitting here today. He would be proud because I have been consistent. I wanted to impact people. I wanted to help people develop. And so how does that apply to my personal life? These are things that I want us to ask ourselves. Leave these questions with you. And then remember that when celebrations come, you have to have them. Celebrate the little wins. Don't expect like the delayed gratification you're speaking about. If you're able to put an idea together, celebrate it. It is not easy. 1 million people are thinking about the same idea, and you put it together, you have structures, you have a plan of how it can navigate itself. It means that you have a celebration. The same applies to our failures. They do occur. And so when the failures come, accept them. Don't run away from them. Don't flee. And I'm proud that at least Fela is identifying something for us today. She has identified the failures that came with the things she decided to work for. And that is something that will make you become that great entrepreneur, or answer that question of what next after school. Thank you.
Wow. Today, I'm just learning so much. I'm learning so much. Just like Precious said, she has penned down some things. Even though she is part of the panel, she has penned down a number of things. And as you all can see, we've been surprised. We've all been surprised. Let's put our hands together for him. Let's put our hands together for him. He's the reason that we gathered here today, because I understand that around 2012, 2013, Mr. Richmond Abufa went to visit him in his office, and he inspired this dream. And he promised him that he would always support him, and indeed, he has showed up. He's a man of his word. Please, let's all stand and acknowledge him, because without him, we wouldn't be here this afternoon. We are so grateful for you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, please let's take our seats. Okay, so he's Aryee, as we all know, but he is born Nathan Partner Anochi Edisi, and he's a prominent media mogul, an entrepreneur, an influential figure in Ghana. He is best known as the CEO of EIB Network Group, a media company that owns several top radio stations, including Star FM, Asamang FM, Empire FM, and as well as GH1 TV. His rise to prominence has been marked by his innovation and leadership in Ghana's media and entertainment industry. He had his early career and education as a media personality on Drive Time on Joy FM. His media career in radio began in the late 90s, but he became a household name with his work at Joy FM, where he hosted Drive Time for over a decade. In 2014, he left Joy FM to focus on building EIB Network, which quickly became one of Ghana's largest media networks. Under his leadership, EIB Network expanded into various sectors of media, including television, radio, and digital platform. As an entrepreneur, aside from his work in media, Aryee is a successful entrepreneur. He's the founder of Empire Entertainment, a company that organizes the annual Ghana Meets Niger concert, one of the biggest music events in West Africa, and manages several artists. His vision has helped bridge the gap between Ghanaian and Nigerian entertainment industries. His philanthropy work beyond his business ventures. Aryee is involved in various charitable activities. He's passionate about giving back to society, especially through educational support and community development initiatives. Please let's put our hands together one more time for him. And thank you so much, sir, for coming. Okay, so before we come back to Aryee, let's I think Ms. Enock has the microphone. Okay. I understand that Bola would have to excuse us, so pardon me, Mr. Enock, you then let Bola speak on the topic that we have today before. Okay. Thank you. Please could you pass the mic? Thank you so much.
Hello. Well, thank you very much, Madam Moderator. And anyway, I'll be called to speak. I wanted to hear from Enock first, and then we can go on. So maybe if we can allow Enock to speak to us for 2 minutes, I think that why not? I should be able to do with that. I'm taking part in a funeral service, a vigil that's coming up tonight of the two ladies or girls who passed. So that's why, I'm coming here, be late, and then after I'm going there as well. But as well and good to hear from you, Enock. So, you want me to go ahead? Anyway, thank you very much for indulging me. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Pleasure to be with you. I think that is like my second time coming onto this campus to engage students. It gives me great joy and filled with much pride as well. I would like to stand on all protocol and say thank you to all our speakers. I believe that you've done justice to the topic that has been given. Moderator, I hope that is right. Okay. But I want this to be an engagement. I want us to talk. I was given a topic to come and, share ideas with in terms of how to position yourself for the job market. 25, 30 years ago, I was back in school, so I know how it is like, navigating this path. And it's important to have mentors, to have people to come through and career guide you, if you may. And that is why anytime I get such an opportunity to engage with students like you, I don't take it for granted. I really want us to engage. Let us know the rudiments, how to go about it, and indeed how to succeed. As for the job market, you get in there. But how do you excel? I believe our candidates have done justice to it, giving you the path, coaching you, telling you about it. Because in Ghana, I've realized that not many people want to share their success stories or even their challenges with others. But when you go to the Western world, it's something that they engage industry, academia engage industry to say, come and share your thoughts with them. Even if you fail, what did you do wrong? And I believe that is why we all need to applaud, the Ghana Tertiary Awards for putting this together. Please, a round of applause for William and the team. Indeed, 10 years ago, he came over to me, even before 10, I think it was 2012, 2013. coming to me at Empire Ltd question and say that, look, I'm a young man coming up. I really want to learn the ropes and know how to go about it. So I'm delighted that 10 years on, even with the Tertiary Awards, it's come thus far. This afternoon is simple. I want to engage you as an entrepreneur myself. I've seen firsthand potential in graduates to excel. In 2014, when we set up EIB Network, I took up a bold challenge to start up with talents from school, fresh from school, and those even in school. I remember our payroll, we had about 500 workers in 2014. 300 of them were fresh, they were new out of school, and that's why she was telling you about it. I remember she was with our marketing department in sales, very hardworking, diligent to a core, and that is why we believe that people like you should position yourself for the job market. It's unfortunate that in certain institutions or universities or tertiary education institutions, you go out there and you can't get the right material. Either the people are not qualitative because, like many say, they go through the school, you don't let the school go through them. So they're just there, I just want a degree. And now you have a lot of people doing that. At first it was marketing, now here is law. Everybody after whatever wants to go do law. Now it's something else for other people. But really, are you in there for the academic work? Are you in there for the tuition? Or you just want to say, oh, family wants me to go to school. So that is why I'm doing that. Please, university education is broad. Be passionate about what you want to do. If you are studying agriculture and you believe that you are not passionate about it, don't let anybody force you. If it's medicine, if it's IT, and you feel that my field is another place, sit mom and dad down and tell them why you want to go. Because look, it's for life. University education is for life. You spend your formative years in secondary school, but university you make friends out there for life. And you have to be serious about it. Let's not toy about it. Let's not feel that, oh, we just want to get that certificate and after that is it. I've seen people 7 years on, you still meet them and they don't have a job. Why? Because they don't have what it takes. Quality is important. Yes, have the fun, but be focused. So like I said, I meet a lot of young people, and one, the thing is, look, it's not qualitative material. Let's cut the chase. That's what it is. And I beg of you, I'll implore you. Yes, you want to have all the fun, you want to do whatever, engage in other activities. Positive though. But please, know why, the number one reason why you are here. Because after the 3-4 years or whatever that you were there, life will face you. And you have to, now you plan for family, now you plan to settle down. It is important because it's going to go with you. So get quality education. For me, that is one thing that I want to tell you this afternoon, in terms of how to do it. Because the job market is competitive. Again, our attitude. I see very sharp people. Yes, they are getting 3.9, GPA 3.8. 3.5 is good. But what's the attitude? You are lazy. So you get people coming out of university, you employ them, and you don't get value. So that person might be a first class student, second class student, but that's he or she possess that discipline. I found a lot of first class students. It's either they are lazy, they are giving excuses and all of that. So they just learn to pass. They want mom and dad to know that I'm in school, I'm doing well. Please, let's not add to that data. Let today, let's have a mind shift, a paradigm shift. That yes, I would rather take on somebody who got a second class lower and who's focused on the job, will give me results, is there on time, and is diligent. Because you take that first class upon all the knowledge, you give them to execute. One, you don't bring it in on time. Two, you set up a meeting, oh, come through, let's do this. They are not there. And it's one excuse after the other. Especially in this your age and era of technology. Research to prove it. That first it was our friends, it was games, around our neighbor. Now you are competing with your pad, your phone. Even in marriages, a lot of marriages are collapsing because people are just having partnership with their gadgets. People go out there and they don't have friends anymore. Just last week I was reading a report and it said AI has developed that you can be here, and we're even doing it now. social media. The person is in Finland. They make you laugh and all of that. So the physical person that you know even, because you're checking their pictures, they're checking what they're doing, they're traveling to Greece, they're going to London. You have a connection, an emotional connect with that person out there that you don't even know. You've not met, but because you're friend on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snap, that is it. That your friend who's here in Ghana, with you in school, you hardly know. Your neighbor, how many of us know our neighbors? 5 neighbors, but you mentioned 5 neighbors that you know in your own area. And that's the reality. So it adds up to the discipline. You might be brilliant, but after school, you're just not disciplined. So if I employ such a person and I need a report for a board meeting, is that person going to be diligent enough to give me that report? Will that person be there on time? Is that person a manager or a leader? So please, in today's world, the job market is competitive. That is why being at home is not as if you can't get a job, but you can't meet up. You do interviews and what really you are looking for, you can't find it, so you can't employ it. Please, let's not add up to the narrative. Let's be different. Employers are looking for individuals who stand out. Theoretically, they are good, they have the knowledge, they understand the value proposition, they know why I'm employed in this company, why I wake up. And there's a story of a cleaner who works at NASA. Oh, I bet we all know NASA, right? They go to space and all of that, doing aeronautics. So this cleaner gets up every morning, goes to work, cleans the place, gets it done. So one man called him one day and says, look, I see you every time, hard working, you're there, you're clean and all of that. What do you do in this business? Why do you come to work? He says, my mission is to get man to space. He said, I come here to clean. He does that every day, he's doing well. Somebody asked him, so why do you even come to work? Why do you go to work? He said, my mission is to get man to space. He needs my mission is to come and keep this place neat. Because he knows that for people to be there to go to space, they need a healthy environment, they need a clean environment. If it's nasty and doesn't do his job well, it will affect the whole chain. That's how we should value ourselves. If we are the security person in the business, we do our job well. If we are the midline manager, we do our job well. If we are the boss in there, if you are an entrepreneur, and we see a lot of people set up businesses because, oh, somebody is doing so good, so I also want to go into the business. It's fun, it's nice. Be creative. You're an entrepreneur, you're in school, you want to get some side gig, why not? But check the statistics. After a year, 2, even 6 months, many of them will collapse. It's not because the willpower is not there. You want to do it, but do you have consistency? Some people even get money, people to finance it. Oh, take 2,000 C's, go and set up the business. It gets blown up because they're not diligent, they're not consistent. And that is what should set us apart. Because look, people are watching. I don't know about this university, but in many universities, employers come into the school, they scout, and they know people who are doing well. Some get employed right on campus, and after school they are in business. Is that your situation? How many of you are getting job placements? Can you see my hands? And I want this to be engaging as possible. How many of you are schooling and working? Anybody here? Oh, raise your hand up. Or if you are doing your own business, how many of you? Oh, only 4 people. Then guys, what are we waiting for? Is somebody in the second year, final year? How many of you are in final year? A whole lot of you. And you don't have any business on the side, vacation business, nothing. I don't think mom and dad will be happy with you. From today, that should change. And I'm serious about it because you should be getting there and get a vacation job. I can see the boss of game, right? Right here. Why can't after this take a call card? Tell her, I want to work in your lottery department. She's doing a fantastic job. I want to do something for you in your IT department. I want to work with accounts, in communication, PR. I can be one of your people to go out there. She might be looking out for people. In Ghana, we go for functions, we go for weddings and all of that, and we just walk through. At the wedding, there might be that Supreme Court judge or appeals court judge or that lawyer that you can do something for. Running an errand for, helping their PR, social media. It's job. If at the end of the month he's paying 1,000 C's, that's something on the side. rather than idling about and asking mom and dad every time for man to mouth. So from today, let it be said that on this day, after here, on Monday, many of us were out there looking for jobs to get us going. Your mom can be the richest Oprah Winfrey, yes, fine. Or Alakachi, richest African woman, it's fine. Or Bill Gates, but still, like they say, a program shoot the moon. I don't think mom and dad will be there and you come to them and say, oh, I'm earning 2,000 cedis a month. They'll be proud of you. So it starts now. Let's look at that. Also, skill development. Many of us, we come in there, oh, we need BSc that. BSc admin, marketing, accounting, financial accounting, administration. But we don't develop our skills. Computer literacy, we just do it up to a point. That is it. We don't develop what we studied in school, that is it. The job market is not like that. I came through with my finance officer, and we tell you, Aryee is now an events person. He's a footballer. When we're going to play games, he gets involved. He's now my video man as we are coming. That's another job that he's doing today. He didn't trade for it. But it's the response, the attitude that will get you in there. Just last 2 weeks, we honored people who worked with us for 10 years. And there was one gentleman in the Enock. He came through as a front desk executive. Schooled, he's now an HR person, a practitioner. He's moved on to be a producer of the show. He's a technician. So last week, when started from 10, I said, look, this guy deserves a ticket. All expense paid, go to Dubai and go and relax. The man everybody's going to bank. But that's how you should identify talent. You develop skills. You don't come and say, oh, I'm a receptionist. So that is the 10 years that they are there. You find that in public, organizations. And they are entrenched in that position. I'm the security man, I'm the financial accountant. And that is, they don't want to upgrade. So I used Acheampong at 20 years, 25 years. No. Let that not be our story. Please, we can be an engineer, we can be a pharmacist, but we can multitask. Let's develop our skills because you never know. I've met lawyers who are some of the best creative content, providers that we can get. So please, this is a perfect example here. She's an actress, but she's an entrepreneur. I've seen some directors when I was working and I hear everybody me. Congratulations, please put your hands together for it. It's a brand ambassador or something, right? But that is it. Fela is taking territories. So as you come out of school, even while in school, let's ensure academic prowess is good, but ensure that the foundation is great. Develop your skills. Participation, having excellent grades is beautiful, but please, let's develop our skills. There are online courses for us to get certifications. We can do that. Personal projects as well. Also, let's seek opportunities. I think I talked about this. Knock on doors. As I walk out of here, if some of you want to engage, it might not necessarily be me employing you, but I can direct you to other people. I love to engage people, and I love to hear people say, look, and I like great minds who will tell you, I have this and I want to scale it up. But Ghana, we don't ask the questions. You just see the people, yeah, hello, hi, and then we go. There might be that opportunity there for you. Let's take advantage of it. And you and the league, please, let's do that. And volunteer work. How many of you are volunteers here? A lot of volunteers, I love that. I volunteered when I was at the University of Ghana. Ridiculous. My background is in marketing and in accounting. But because of being a volunteer, I love to be on radio and all of that. We're not being paid. But that is what has chosen my profession for me because I loved it. I was an entertainment prefect back at the Park Ltd. Became an entertainment secretary at Legon at Central University. I thought I was doing that on the side. Now my hobby is putting money on the table. And I've seen people who turn their hobbies into great professions and they're making money out of it. Now you cannot look down on any career. Back then, 25 years ago, if you tell people, oh, I sew, they'll be laughing at you. Now we have top fashion designers. I just got back from Ivory Coast. And the fashion show that they put up, if the woman tells you how much she's making a week, thousands of dollars. 25 years ago, people would have frowned on it. So back to university, all the pound here. But now, people have done it. Also, once you go to Sappong Road, out there in London, gets the best of clients. You've got lawyers who are out there, they're doing best of suits, and they're making money on the side. So whatever your thing is, if you want to sell, you want to market, let no one discourage you. I come to tell you that if it's a small business you're doing, sobolo or doing ginger juice and all of that, focus. You might be the best of it. Growing up, we heard of a lady called Esther something, and she did palm oil, canned, and what is it called? The juice, palm juice. What's it called locally? Palm wine. Paani, bottling it. That's way back. And now it's a big thing. When she started, I think people would be laughing at her and saying, I knew we would just put in the calabash and all of that. Why do you want to bottle it? But that's a visionary. Today you go out there to Asda supermarket, you go to Sainsbury's and all of that, and you have palm wine. You bought some in New York. There you go. There you go. So please, let no one discourage you. We have our traditional medicines. Now people are taking it to China, to the Himalayas. They do it in capsules and they bring it back to Africa. And we have the source here. We look down upon it, but they come for it here. Go and add value. Same with our cocoa. Same with our gold. They come for it. Go and add value. Come and sell it for us. They say, oh, I'm wearing a Rolex. It's a gold, whatever. I'm wearing this. I have chocolate. It's coming from Switzerland and we're happy. You can be that game changer. You can start it off and say, look, let me turn this, they have this from, is it Burkina or something you call it, right? Yeah. I want to see somebody put it out there and say, look, I researched into it, it is healthy, and that's development of your skills. So please, let's just do that because there are a lot of opportunities. And I want to wrap it all up by saying that, look, in doing all of this, let's be passionate about it. If you think that you are not passionate about it, don't start. When we started back then, in 97, 98. That makes me old, eh? But I started in Dora. That's it. I was like, 18, 19 then. So people were laughing at us because you go to school and you're a DJ. Me, I got into it because of necessity. At a point, my mom is a single parent, I have to support. So I said, let me just do that. I think I was 17, 18. So people would see me at the club and come and tell my mom, the hell, one more about it, before him drugs, not school. I mean, I didn't smoke. I'll just play my music, I enjoy music, and I'll just play my music. And also to make sure that after that, confidence of aphrodisiac will say, oh, this is some 50 CDs for you back then, or 100 CDs. And that's what I'll pile up and pay my fees. So you should know that you are passionate about it and commit to it. When you tell me a boomerang, you come at 10, you are there, you close at 4 a.m. The next day I have a paper, I'll go still and write it. Because I knew the end game. So those who say, oh, he's a DJ, they are laughing. Yes, we all going to do constitutional, law, write it, first or directive principles of state policy. We'll still take the exam correct. We'll come in there, do financial accounting one with you. We'll do marketing. We'll do quantitative methods. We'll still write it, but after that, you see me a woman and aphrodisiac and I'm chilling. But I was looking out for the money. I was passionate about that. And I said to myself, and some friends that I had, I said, how can we scale this? Because you feel that DJing is for school dropouts. DJing is for people who smoke and they don't have anything in life. How can we change that narrative? And that should be your story. And we were telling people that I think we can be the best DJs with degrees. I think we can be. So that is it. Change that narrative. And when we came out, I wanted to be a lawyer. And I went back to my mom and said, no. Yes, the law, I want to do it, but maybe not. Yes, the marketer, I want to do it, but if this is with DJ, I'll DJ, I'll be on radio, I'll be an on-air personality. And that is it. 25 years from here I am. It pays my bills, it takes care of me, and most importantly, it makes me meet all the top people I want to meet. It opens doors. And that should be your story. You can start from that small dream. So please, whatever you're doing, equip yourself with the right skills and be passionate about it. If you know that you are not happy about what you're doing, you are being forced, as I drop on. Today, just think of something that you love to do. If it's medicine and yes, I see doctors, they're happy, taking care of patients, they're passionate, some nurses. But I also see some nurses say, and my nursing in the my mom says I should does it. So if they're taking, the intention card they're giving, they are not happy. Some of them actually is survival, that's why they are doing that. So they don't have that joy. I've seen lawyers, they're out there, they don't want to even take out cases. They want to be a top designer, but their family says, we want a lawyer in our family. And that was it. I've seen somebody who met and said, I want to be a podcaster. I love to be behind the TV and talk. But my parents says, no, I should be an accountant. It's going for me the money. It's there. So please, let's follow our passion. If you're an accountant you want to be, please go out there. If you're a lawyer, if you're an actress, be the best in your field. And know that. Don't just settle for less. Don't be average. Be above average. Don't just go in there, excel. And I want to see you all in the next 3 to 5 years. That many of you invite me to your companies, to your businesses. You sell your products to me, I also get to buy from you and sell things to you. But most importantly, be disciplined. Thank you very much.
A clap for him goes without saying. A clap for him goes without saying. I believe we harnessed a lot from him. We harnessed a lot from him. So right after Mr. Enock's speech, I will open up for you to ask questions so that, like he said, he wants it to be very interactive. I want you to talk to us. I want to hear the question that you have for us. I also have questions. Yeah, we are all learning. So now Mr. Enock can take his part.
Yes. I don't know how many minutes I'm allocated to because I know we're here to buy some time. So I want to make it quite brief.
Okay.
Especially when you have to speak in polarities. You don't have to say much. But I really came here today prepared to have a conversation with my brothers and sisters. And my approach or style was going to be very different. I mean, not with any speaking notes necessarily, but a lot of motivating words for you. Now, I'll share a story. And this is a practical life story, my own story. So I'll just jump into it briefly. I'll start from post-secondary school. So I went to Bukla Secondary School in Kyeraa, and I left school quite aggressively. I really wanted to make it in life, and there was one time I bought the car from the station to Kyeraa, the Peugeot, those days the 206. When I got to school, there was a parent that brought their child in a Mercedes Benz. So I stood there and I watched and I asked myself, so why isn't my father driving me to school in a Mercedes Benz? Then it started clicking. What did this boy's father do? That brought him to the point that he's able to buy a Mercedes Benz and drive the child to the school. So way back then, I started asking the right questions to ensure that by the time I have my own children and they get to that point, I can also comfortably drive them in the car I want and send them to school. Fast forward, I left secondary school, and immediately I came into the streets. And when I say I came into the streets, I had an opportunity to go to the university to do administration. But that's what I applied for. I didn't have to know. So I got a single amount from SSC. But unfortunately, Lagos didn't accept me. That year, the cutoff point for admin was 9 for girls and 8 for boys. And this is a boy with 9. So they ignored. And they gave me an art course that I said, okay, if that's the case, I won't do it. So I'll wait and go back the following year. So I'll see if I can go and better maybe a B to it, an A or whatever. A year on, I went to rewrite the paper and then I got 7. But by the time it was time to apply, I had spent a whole year in Accra Newtown. How many of you know Accra Newtown? So every day that I woke up and my friends were going to school, I couldn't sit home. It was really difficult. I mean, this is me, I go to church, I had the best grade, everybody's in the university. You can imagine you and how you feel, you know, and they will be looking at you and pointing in your school. It's difficult too. But every day I would go to Newtown and spend some time with a church friend who was older. He was into printing. So every day I go there, he'll be learning creative design, choral drawing, and I'll go and watch what he's doing. I managed to get myself a small computer. When I go home, I'll go and practice. Fast forward, by the time it was time to apply for school, I had lost interest in administration. And now I wanted to pursue something in the arts. So I went back to apply for arts, and everyone said, no way, you're a business student. You either do administration or we won't let you come to our school. I said, okay, to hell with you. I didn't go. I found my way through to journalism school, where I had opportunity to do something in arts and journalism, because now I wanted to do something in media. So I did a 2-year diploma program in journalism school, because at the time there was no degree for it. And it was fast-paced. So by the time my mates finished level 100, level 200, and they were going to level 300, I had completed a 2-year diploma program, and I had a diploma, with which I went to do my national service. While I was doing the service, I applied to do a top-up of my diploma with a degree. And so, in 2 years, I had a degree with a diploma. When my mates were now graduating with just a degree, not allowed they went to study, by God's grace, I was graduating with a diploma, a degree, and a skill. Mind you, I was able to learn about printing and whatever it takes in Newtown, to the extent that by the time I left the university and went to do my national service, I was able to buy my first car with the proceeds I got for what I learned at Newtown. Why am I telling you this? It wasn't a degree, it wasn't a certificate, it wasn't the knowledge, it wasn't a... I'm getting small, I'll keep saying that. You know, not as big as college, but I'm just saying that it's good to be smart, book smart. It's good to be sharp. It's good to be brilliant. It's good to be an A student. It's good to be excellent. You can be the smartest person in this room. But no matter the knowledge you have in the classroom and the degree you carry in the class you possess, if you are able to translate all of this into the field of work, you are as useless as, in fact, you are more useless than somebody who's uneducated. How many of you disagree? Well, true. And let me tell you why. If I'm uneducated, I didn't go to school, right? But if your parents have spent time and money on you to go to university, pay school fees, and then you complete school and you can't apply the knowledge acquired to do something, you've wasted everybody's time and you've wasted resources. If that resource was spent on probably the uneducated person, it would have brought more value. Fast forward, I moved into the field of work, and when they read the profile, you realize that I've done quite a lot. Look, I think I've failed at more things in my life than I have succeeded. I failed at more than 7 things, and I'll tell you some of them. At a point in time, I had a washing machine, it failed. At a point in time, I had a printing press, it failed. At a point in time, I started my own pure water brand, Quench, it failed. I started a school, it failed. I had a newspaper, it failed. Why am I sharing my failed story with you? Today, I have 7 businesses that are all active. Collectively, I have about 45 workers across the country, an office in the Kyeraa and one in the north. So there's an agency we are running, the printing press that failed years ago. Today, if you go to Newtown, I have one of the biggest printing press. It's a 2-story, there's every service in there. The only press in Newtown that you can do both digital, offset, cutting, everything in there. Why was failure important for this progress? Everything I did that didn't work, when I had the opportunity to do it again, the lessons I got from there is helping me to avoid the mistakes that other people are now going to do. So everything you find yourself doing, make sure that even if it doesn't work, you don't lose the money alone, but take away the lesson. So you may lose the money, you may even lose credibility, you may even be embarrassed, but make sure if you lose everything, don't lose the lesson. Don't ever lose the lesson. The last part of it is where we are. In 2020, before 2020, let me start from 2016. A friend of mine and I started a business in my house together. And he was doing good at the time I started the printing again. And we were doing okay. But when the payment, the first tranche of bulk payment came in, you know our attitude. And he started ZYZ with me. I wasn't comfortable. Unfortunately for me, I don't know how to fight. So I had to respectfully back out. And you know the funny thing, the office we were operating the business was in my own house, where I was staying. But when we separated, he didn't have money to find a new place, so he had to still come from his house to the office in my house. I'll wake up, bath, and leave my house and come to Newtown and work. It takes a certain level of drive and determination for you to move from just dreaming about being at a certain place to really taking the steps to get there. Now, fast forward 2019, my press was not doing so well. So I had to shut down. At the time, I had like 4 or 5 workers. And when I shut down, I gave the machines I had to the boys I was working with. I said, look, you should go and start life. So I went back to apply for a job. And guess where I went? To my friend. Now, he asked me, are you okay? Are you sure? You know, and at the time I was married, so my wife was asking me, why do you want to go back? Look, if you have pride, you will die hungry. I'm telling you the truth. So all the pride you have, lower it today in this room before you even step out. Now, I applied for the job. My friend, I went for an interview because he had put together a structure. Some of you may have started things with your friends. It will happen, even if it hasn't happened now, it will happen tomorrow. Then you go about, you don't contribute, you leave, the thing is when, and then they start your way, or succeeding. Look, even though I stated earlier that my friend was not clear with me, even if he was not working, the thing would have stood when I left. So nobody cares about how you feel when you're leaving something because you feel cheated or you are not satisfied. No. I saw that there was something he was doing right that I didn't know. So I had to humble myself. Fortunately for me, he employed me. But when he did, I said to him that I'll work with you for 3 years. And after 3 years, I'll move on. And he said, okay. Nobody in the business knew that I ever started that business with him. I worked and I served as I should. And I'm talking to you now about serving your apprenticeship. When I was here earlier, and I said to you that gratification, right? Some of you do some small e-commerce, you get 1,000 Ghana, you want to buy the latest iPhone, right? You do something small, then some big money, you want to buy the latest clothes because you want to eat your seeds. You plant all right, so you go through all the processes, and then you plant the tree. The first fruit that will come, you eat the fruit and eat the seed. So how else would you grow? So you need to learn to delay and make certain sacrifices today so you can enjoy what? Tomorrow. Now, when it was time for me to leave the 3rd year, I went to my friend and I said, senior, and he's older. It's time for me to move on. And he was like, where are you going? And then I said, a friend of mine has started something, I want to join with him, so we'll also start something with him. You know what he told me? Okay, I think you are not ready. Do 1 more year with me before you go. And this was my response. Thank you. And I stayed. I stayed 1 more year working for my friend. When it was time to go, I made sure I didn't bang the door behind me. And this is why it's important. Wherever you find yourself, post-school, make sure that you serve your apprenticeship. And the reason I'm telling you about serving to lead is that if you don't learn to serve, you won't learn to lead. Let me take that again. If you do not learn to serve, you will not learn to lead. There's no way you can know the things about life, working as a professional or growing just by being smart. Some of the things we know and we are doing, we only got to know because we learn to serve other people who know and know better. Well, Aryee is here. There's a lot that he's taught a lot of people that he's not even aware. Now, let me take you back. 2009, like to be a question. When you started Empire, your office was just by the roadside. And English was behind you foresight. I was then in the university, I was a regent. So when I closed school, I come to Empire. We will lobby, we will watching the people we admire and want to be like them. And I go to the back. So when English started doing the Foresight newspaper, at the time it was just Foresight TV. I published the Foresight newspaper with him. And this is me, because everywhere you go, you need to find an opportunity and make sure that you are relevant. So the last point I'll share with you is this. 2020, when COVID came, I used to work in a bank. I was actually a marketing manager of a very big bank in Ghana, and I left. After leaving, then COVID came. So you can just imagine, we've lost regular income, good job, and now there's COVID. What do you do? I was working with a group of young men, and we were trying to do something for ourselves. So one day I called them over and I said, gentlemen, COVID has come. A lot of people are afraid and in their rooms. It is about time to refine our relevance. Refine our relevance. There may be things that we are good at today, but where the world is going, you need to future-proof your future. So this is the time that you need to start acquiring the skills that will make you relevant 5 and 10 years from today. Don't get too comfortable with the things you are good at. I work with a lot of influencers who have clouds today. Some of them never thought that other people would come up. You know, those days used to be just celebrities, right? Then you see all of them. Nobody even talks about celebrities. All you hear is influencers. Because all these people who you don't see even on TVs, just by your phone, because we spend more than 90% of the time watching the phones. Nobody is watching TV lately. But now there's this absence of what? Influences in the system. If you do not, whoever thought that Milo will have competition with this way? Who did? Because everybody, you used to call this way Milo, right? Every toothpaste is called what? But today we have Kyeraa, we have Colgate. So no matter who you are, you either grow old, somebody will overtake, or you will die. But for as long as you live, redefine your relevance every time there's an opportunity to grow. I'll take it again. Redefine your relevance every time there's an opportunity to grow. So my comic story. Then I called my voice and I said, but what can we do? So by the time the people who are afraid will come out from their room, provided we don't die by God's grace, we have taken the lead. Then somebody said, it's too risky. Let's do online streaming. Because at the time, a lot of people started doing podcasts and online streaming from their homes. We tried all those things. Then one day I said, those plants were there. And a lot of people are selling those plants for 100 cities, 200 cities, 500 cities. So what will it take to make those plants in Ghana? Then I started doing my research. Then I found out that, we can actually sow those plants that will still grow. So I went to the FDA, and fortunately I was able to acquire verification from the FDA to manufacture those plants. We started those plants Africa. God is my witness. In less than 1 year, we made more than 1 million Ghana cedis selling those plants. More than, and I tell you, today, if you come to my office, I have more than 2,000 extra nose masks sitting there. So when you started seeing people wearing nose masks with all the branding and everything, we started that trend. Now put everything together. My failure to enter university, my learning of printing from Newtown, my going to school, my quitting a job, my joining, everything you do from today till then will begin to add up to make sense. So this entrepreneurial journey after school, what next that we are asking ourselves? There is no answer. It's a process. It's a process. If you go through the process and you are right, nobody can stop your shine. Nobody can stop your shine. Today, by God's grace, we've been able to start other businesses and we are helping other people. I will end by telling you that no matter what you do, for me and for most of you, there's one factor that we cannot take out, and that's the God factor. So whatever plan you have, whatever ambitions you have, whatever drive you have, just make sure that even if you're Muslim, you're traditionalist, I'm sure every religion, there's a God that you believe in. But for those of us who are Christian, we always encourage you that don't take out the God factor. Keep pushing, keep persevering, develop the right attitude, and there will not be any single person that can stop you. Thank you very much.
Put our hands together for him. Let's put our hands together for him. Okay, so now the floor is open. We'll take questions. But I want to say something, that listening to all the people on the panel today, I've put two quotes together that I want to share with you. And the first one is preparation and adaptability are paradoxically linked. And the second thing is that, you see, you meet a lot of people and you say, this person is so lucky, this person is so lucky. What I define as luck or lucky is when preparation meets opportunity. So please, with that said, anybody who has a question, I hope that our ushers are positioned well with microphones. So if you have a question, ushers, kindly do us. Okay. Okay. Please, can somebody get a microphone to him for me, please? Okay, Zulia is coming for the microphone for the gentleman. Okay, Zulia, please come down here.
Good evening. My name is Jesse. I have two questions to ask the panelists. So the first question is, I think the panelists are missing something here, because they are telling us about their glorious achievements, their successful businesses. But I think they are failing to tell us how they manage to obtain some finances to start up their businesses. Because mind you, the alpha and omega of everything that we are saying here is about money. If you don't have money, you can't start up a business. Madam Bibi said she started some chop bar at her home church. If you don't have money, you can't start a chop bar at your home or maybe somewhere else. And so I think they must tell us how they obtain money, because looking at our current situation in Ghana here, it's very difficult to obtain money. Even if you go to those microfinances to obtain loans, the higher amount of interest on the loans will end up collapsing your business. Because it's a fact that when you obtain money from banks, you pay an interest rate of about 45%. And as a newly graduated student, how do you expect me to survive in this harsh environment? And this is the reality. We are talking as if everything is glorious outside. Yeah, things are not good on our side. So I want the panelists to tell us the reality on the ground, how they manage to obtain some money to start up their successful business. Because I want to be like Fela, I want to be like Bibi Bright. And so they must tell us how they manage to get all those necessities to establish their successful business. And my second question, I think our educational system has failed a lot of Ghanaians. Yes, because about 85% of our university syllabus